Hey guys, it's Greg Roulette from Ambitious.com, and in this special edition of the Velocity Sessions, we're going to talk about 3 big mistakes that small business owners, professionals, and experts make when trying to get clients online. So let's roll the intro, and I'll see you on the other side.
We believe that your dreams, goals, and ambitions are too important to push off until tomorrow. And we know that the fire inside of you needs to be unleashed so you can make a difference in people's lives. That's why we want you to create and build your business at warp speed. This is the Velocity Sessions.
Hey, and welcome to a special Saturday edition of the Velocity Sessions. We get Ashton down for a little nap. The kids are playing outside. It's gorgeous, and decided to come in and do a live as part of the launch that we have this week for our brand new Perfect Campaign class that we are putting together over the next few days. And so I wanted to get on and talk about 3 of the ways and 3 of the big mistakes that business owners, that experts and professionals make when trying to generate clients online. And we're talking about when we're trying to create funnels and campaigns and things of that nature. And I want to jump right in and talk about these big mistakes. So we're going to jump on over to the iPad. You guys know this is my favorite thing to do lately, is draw over here. So jumping on the iPad. So these are 3 big mistakes. And it really has to do with funnels and campaigns and trying to generate clients online. And so let's jump right into the first big mistake that folks make. And it's that the idea or the hook of the campaign is weak. And so what do I mean by that? I mean that when you are going to do a campaign and you're going to do it online, you need to bring the artillery. You need to come strong. You really need to over deliver when it comes to the idea behind your campaign, the hook of your campaign. How are you going to get people to pay attention to you long enough to get into your campaign? You can't just jump onto a live stream like this and say, hey, I'm going live, right? That's not going to cut it. You can't even jump in with something that's 3 ways to grow your personal brand or two things you need to do in your portfolio. You gotta come with something really, really strong and really unique. And so when we talk about how most professionals have been growing their business forever offline, pre-corona, right? You would, financial advisors do a lot of direct mail to get people to come to a seminar. Well, in your direct mail campaigns, you're competing with maybe 3 other things in the mail. And that is your electricity bill. And it's also something like a coupon to the local furniture company or something like that, right? And so you're competing with a lot less competition. But when you're going online, and you're trying to get somebody to pay attention to you on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube or on LinkedIn, you're competing with not just other folks who are advertising, right? So you have all the other advertisers, but you have all the other people who are just posting on their timelines. That is your competition when you are advertising online. So when you come with a generic hook, a generic idea, something that is just plain Jane, that is kind of bland, well, you're competing with every other advertiser who is bringing their big guns and their artillery to the fight. And you're also competing with somebody who came in and just wanted to share photos of what they did this morning, or a vacation that they just went on, or a political article or something like that. So you're competing with so many folks. So you have to come with a big hook for your campaign, something that's going to reel them in, something that's going to get them to pay attention. And so a quick example that I wrote down, because I deal with a lot of financial advisors, maybe you're a financial advisor watching this, or some other professional services provider, and you do something let's call it the 5 steps to retirement happiness, right? This is actually something normal that I see all the time. So 5 steps to retirement happiness. That doesn't really do it for people. If they are on their phone and they're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, is that the hook that's going to get them to stop and pay attention to you? Is that the thing that's going to cut through the clutter, that's going to cut through the chaos, that's going to cut through the noise and get someone to say, you know what? I really need to watch that right now. I need to stop what I'm doing and watch that, versus something like retire this year, right? That is a big idea. That is a hook with a subheadline that's discover the now method. So now you have a unique mechanism, a unique method to help them to do that. Discover the now method that will show anyone with at least $500,000 how to retire in the next 12 months. That's a hook. That's an idea that'll get someone to pay attention to you. This is a big idea. That's a big idea behind a campaign versus, well, here's some cool things that you can do to retire faster, or the things that you need, like the checklist for your retirement. How can you have a big hook around what it is that you do so people stop and pay attention to you? So that's the first big mistake that people make when trying to generate more clients online. Let's jump into the second big mistake, and that is overcomplication. They try to overcomplicate what it takes to create a campaign online, and they get into their head. So complication also leads into overthinking. Because they've been on multiple webinars, live streams, trainings, events in the past. You've bought courses and programs, and you're following this guru and this expert and this guy and this gal and all of these people online, and you start overthinking, well, do I need to do a webinar? And if I need to do a webinar, should it be live or should it be evergreen? Should I do videos? Should I do social media? Should I go live? Do I need to build an email list? Do I need to run Facebook ads? If I run Facebook ads, do I run that to a landing page? What's the difference between a landing page and a sales page? I probably had that question more in like the last 90 days than any other question. It's like, what's the difference? And so you start overcomplicating all these things. And then all of a sudden you've bought ClickFunnels and you've bought lead pages and you have your website built on WordPress and you have Infusionsoft, but somehow you also bought a MailChimp account. And outside of logging in, you have no idea how to use any of this and how Infusionsoft works with ClickFunnels, or how does lead pages work with this, and how does all this happen? And then all of a sudden somebody told you to use something like Zapier, and like the technology overwhelms you and you complicate it to the state where you can't even move forward, to where you've just given up. And I call this the someday loop, right? So someday I'm going to figure all this out. Or someday I'm going to hire somebody to figure all this out. Or someday this is all going to make sense to me, but I'm not going to go ahead and move forward right now because I can't figure this out right here, right now, today. So we complicate it when we can do something that is rather simple. And so in the perfect campaign, all we teach people to do is to have a landing page that just has a headline, an opt-in box, and a submit button. That's it. And I don't care if you build that on WordPress, on lead pages, on ClickFunnels, on Unbounce, with HubSpot, it doesn't matter. It drives people to what we call a video on demand. Something like what you're watching right now. I'm doing this live, but I very easily could have recorded this and put this on a page. That's actually what we did to promote this class, is a video on demand campaign. And then you just have a button that is a call to action. And that call to action is your sales process. How do you convert somebody who's interested in what you do into actually buying your programs, products, or services? So this could be book an appointment, right? So then they go to your online calendar system and they just pick a time and date, and now they have an appointment with you. This could also be to a checkout page. It shouldn't be COP, but checkout page just happened to work that way, where they're actually going to give you all their information, and ultimately they are going to buy. Maybe it's buying your book, maybe it's buying your course, maybe it's buying a consulting session, something like that. This is the entire campaign. The only complexity that we're going to do is if they don't do this, right? If they don't book the appointment and they don't go to the checkout page, we are going to send them a series of emails and or text messages to get them to go back to watch the video on demand. So we have here an email. Maybe we'll send a few emails, like 3 of them, and we're going to send a text message. That is the complexity that I want you to understand. It's 1, 2, potentially 3 pages. It's 1 video and it's 3 emails. We need to simplify the process if you want to get results. Because if you don't simplify it, you're going to go back and you're going to keep saying someday. Well, someday I'm going to figure this out. Someday this is going to be easier. Someday all this technology is going to make sense. Someday I'll get to the point where I can hire somebody, or someday this will all just click. I remember back in, this is biology class back in high school. The first 3 quarters of the year, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I didn't get how, any of the things worked. And then all of a sudden it clicked. But it took me 3 quarters of getting C's and D's in that class for it to finally click. I don't want you to wait that long. I want you to simplify the process, to simplify the formulas, and get to something that looks like this. 1, 2, 3 pages, 1, 2, 3 emails, maybe a text message. Very simple, because complexity is going to stop you from generating clients online. Because if you get to the point where, you're building something, and I know you've seen it because I found one of these yesterday. I found an ad for financial advisors yesterday that was like, well, you need to run, 8 different kinds of traffic, and then we're going to split test 3 different landing pages. And then depending on what they do and what survey they fill out, we're going to send them a certain video. And then all of these are going to have like 8 different emails, So now you got to write all of this. You got to build 3 different pages with 3 different sets of copy. You got to, depending on what they do, you have all this logic to send them in. Like that would take like 6 months to build, and you don't even know if that's going to work or not. So what we want to do is we want to uncomplicate the process and test offers and ideas fast. That's what we want to do online. We want to say, all right, I have an idea to go ahead and, sell this type of a program or offer this type of product or this type of consultation. And I want to get this out to the marketplace as quick as possible. How can I do it fast? Not 6 months down the line. How can I get this out fast? That's what the perfect campaign allows you to do. So if I go back to the drawing, there's not 9 different pieces to the puzzle. There is a landing page that we can build in minutes. I'm literally talking minutes, right? A headline that we write and an opt-in box. Then a video on demand. It's probably going to take you a day to build the video on demand. By the time you outline it, you put it together, and you film it. And then what do you want people to do after they watch your video? Do you want them to book an appointment with you so you can sell them something or make a recommendation? Or do you want to send them directly to a checkout page to buy a program, product, course, something like that you have? So we're taking the complexity out of it, all right? So doing quick review right now. So the 3 mistakes that people make when trying to generate clients online. Numero uno is your hook is boring, right? And not understanding that you really need to get people interested in what it is that you have to do to get them to stop and pay attention to you. Numero dos in this is over complication and overthinking. All right. The last and third piece, and first, I just got to say what's up to some of my people. We got Terry in the house. Terry Rouse, what is going on? Thanks for being here, hanging out with us live here today. And my main man, Alex Miner, says he signed up, which is super cool. I'm going to tell you guys all about it in just a second, which is all about the Perfect Campaign class, which I am so excited about. It looks like this. We got fancy graphics and everything. So I'll tell you guys all about that in just a second. But we got the first 2 big mistakes. The first is that your hook and your idea is boring. Right? It's not going to get people to pay attention. That is super important. And then you have overcomplication and overthinking. And then the third big mistake that we have here is, that should be a U. I don't know why good old iPad did that. Underestimating follow-up. All right. So what I mean by underestimating follow-up, and this is a big one, especially if you are in like financial services, real estate, insurance, is when you're like one-on-one or you're in a group. Like if you're a financial advisor doing a group dinner, you have their undivided attention. Like you have their attention for, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, hour and a half, because you bought them dinner. They're going to give it the respect. You're at the front of the room and you're giving this presentation. But when you take that online, right? Even if you're watching this video right now, and we got my main man, Vince Green, in the house, what is happening? And he says he's loving this perfect campaign. I love you, man. Appreciate you hanging out and sticking around. And so what happens is when you try to take that same presentation that you've given, whether you're a financial advisor doing the retirement presentation, the Social Security presentation, you're a real estate agent doing that listing presentation. Well, when you try and replicate it online, you have distractions that you cannot control, because they're watching it on their computer screen. They're watching it on their phone. They're watching it on their iPad. And guess what else? I got a TV in the room. If I'm watching it on my computer, I have my phone. I have more browser tabs open. If you're watching it on Facebook, which is what I'm doing this live on Facebook right now, there's 100 other people that they can scroll and watch. And so we underestimate that we got them to the video that we wanted them to watch, but we didn't follow up with them. So follow-up is key in this entire process. So when we look at the perfect campaign, and I'm gonna pull it up here again, good times. All right, so when we have the perfect campaign here, right, the first step in this process is we have a landing page where we're trying to get someone's name, email, and I would suggest mobile phone number, because people definitely check their text messages. And we have a submit button. The reason we put this in front of our video that we want people to watch is because I don't expect people to sit there and watch the whole video on the first shot. It's because I don't expect someone to sit through the presentation and then sign up for whatever it is I want them to buy. So we collect this information so that we have them in our database. For some of you guys, this is like marketing 101, but I know for a lot of financial pros, insurance pros, sales professionals, even business owners who have gone from an online situation to an online situation, or who maybe have just had a website but never really done a campaign or a funnel or a marketing promotion online, this is the gold in your business, right? This is the gold. This is where all the assets are. This is where future money lives, is in the list, in the email list, in the mobile phone numbers that you have. Because once you have this information, guess what? You can send them an email, and you can send them another email, and you can send them another email. And they might not be ready to buy now, but they will buy over time in the future. Remember, you don't have somebody's undivided attention online. As much as you think that they want to watch your 20-minute presentation, your 30-minute presentation, if you're doing like 90-minute webinars, the gold is in what happens after. Right? So we have everything that happens before the video on demand. And then we have everything that happens after the video on demand in the perfect campaign. This is where the magic happens. Everything that happens after the video on demand is where you grow your business. It's where you generate your customer, and it's where you monetize that customer on the back end. My main man, Vince Green, super excited that he delivered an incredible bonus module in our Velocity course, all about front end and back end, about acquiring customers and then monetizing customers, about bringing in clients into your business and then figuring out how can we continue to service them, add value to them afterwards. So that is the power in the campaign. So the third mistake that folks make here is underestimating the power of the follow-up. That is super key, which is why on a Saturday when my kids are finally taking a nap and my kids are finally outside playing, I'm here going live on the Facebooks. Not because I love going live on the Facebooks. I kind of do, right? I like this stuff, which is really cool. But the reason why is because it's the follow-up. Because now this video acts as something, if somebody's already seen my main sales video and they haven't purchased for whatever reason, well, now I have another way to follow up with them. I have another email that I can send to say, hey, you might like this new video that I did about these 3 mistakes that people make. Hey, you might like this extra piece of content. It's more steps in the follow-up process so I can convert more people, right? Like we have a deadline of tomorrow night, 11:59 p.m., Sunday night. And the more things that I can send to people, it might push them over the edge. By going live today, it might take somebody into that next step and get them to, go ahead and purchase my program, which is ultimately what I want you to do. I want to teach you some stuff. I want to share some value with you here on a Saturday when I'm going live. But ultimately, I want you to enroll in the program. And so the more content I can create, the more follow-up I can do, right? That's where all the money is in the business. So if we go back to this graphic here, all the money in my business happens here. After I've collected contact information, now I can send you an email and say, hey, I just shot another video that you should check out. Hey, I just wrote this article that you should check out. Hey, I just did a podcast interview with Alex Miner. You should definitely go check it out on Dadcast. That is all of the profits in my business come from after the VOD, which is amazing. Vince said it best here, man. I don't know why I can't add it to the screen, but he says, these videos are the supporting cast to our main sales video. Exactly. That couldn't be any more spot on. These videos, like this one, this live video here, that I'll also chop up into snackable videos and put on social media, they are the supporting cast. They are the highlight reel, but they continue to bring people into our core offers, our programs, and our products. So super cool. So what I want to do is I want to spend just a few minutes talking about the Perfect Campaign class, which is something that we are doing starting on Monday. It is going to be a 5-day class that I am teaching to help you to create your first campaign, get it up and running in the next 5 days. My hope is that this isn't another class that you just go to and it's cool and I'm entertaining, maybe inspiring. I want you to walk out of this class at the end of the 5 days having created your first campaign, having traffic coming to this campaign. So let me walk you through what this is going to be. So here we got the, you can't see that. So let's go to the Perfect Campaign class. So again, what we're going to do is it is a 5-day class. Every day next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be teaching one lesson in the Perfect Campaign class. So day 1 is going to be an overview. It's going to be the tech, and it's going to be the software, All right. So even though this is one of the most low tech ways to go ahead and build your perfect campaign, you still need a way to build pages. Now, I don't care if that's ClickFunnels, which is what I use and I recommend. It could be WordPress. It could be some other page builder. Totally cool. But we got to be able to build pages. We got to be able to send emails. I use Infusionsoft. Don't care if you use Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign or MailChimp or Constant Contact, but we need a way to collect data and then send emails out, send follow-ups out so we can build our business. We're going to need a way to film a video. That could be with your iPhone. That could be with your webcam. I'm using Ecamm Live to broadcast this live right now, and I love that software. One of my favorite things on the planet. But we got to have a way to record the video. We got to have like YouTube or Vimeo or somewhere to host it. So I'm going to walk you through all of that stuff on day number 1. On day number 2, we are going to build your hook, your big idea, and then we're going to outline your video on demand. This is probably going to be the deepest, longest, most in-depth part of the entire class, but it's the most vital because if you mess up the hook and the idea, no one's going to watch your video on demand. The video on demand is what's going to get people intrigued and interested in what it is that you do, so you can convert them into somebody that, you know, is actually buying your stuff. So this is probably my favorite part to teach, and it's going to be the longest one. And the cool thing is you'll be able to interact, you'll be able to ask questions, I'll be able to help you with your hook and your big idea. On day number 3, we're going to do everything that happens before your video on demand. So this would be, where are we going to get traffic from? Are we going to run it to house traffic? Are we going to use organic traffic? Are we going to use paid traffic? And then what's the landing page that's going to get people to give us that content information so we can deliver our video on demand? Day 4 is going to be follow-up day. So it's everything post video on demand. So everything that happens after they opt in, when they watch the video, what is the follow-up to get them to book an appointment with you or to buy your product outright? And then on the 5th day, it is all about implementation, T-A-T-I-O-N, and Q&A. So on this day, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then I'll be answering questions. So at the end of day 5, you should have your campaign launched. You should be driving traffic to it. My goal is that over the next 5 days that we are live, we're doing this thing together. You're going to build this thing out. You're going to have homework each day. If you do the homework, you will get results. You will get success. You will, be moving forward and creating velocity in your business. This is all about speed, right? Everything I do is about velocity. And so it's really, really cool. So I got some questions coming in. I'm going to answer them right now. So the perfect campaign class, right? So it's going to start on Monday. We're going to be live every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. Each class is going to be somewhere between 45 and 60 minutes. These are not meant to be marathons. I'm not going to be going for 2-3 hours each day. It's going to be, hey, here's what you need to do. Here's the list. Now go do it. Come back the next day. Did you do it? Great. Here's the next step. Here's what you need to do. Now go do it. So 45 to 60 minutes. You obviously will get all of the recordings. We're going to do everything live in a Facebook group, which is a private Facebook group we set up just for this class. I'm going to go live on Facebook just like you're watching right now, but in a private group just for people in the Perfect Campaign class. And of course, you're going to get the recordings. And if you're like, dude, I just hate Facebook, I don't want to go on Facebook. Well, cool. We're going to do it live on Facebook, but then I'll also send you the recordings off Facebook. So we're building like a traditional membership site too that you'll get access to. Now, next week, we're doing it live. This is the one and only time that we are going to be doing this campaign or doing this class live. It's going to be recorded. I'm going to turn it into Evergreen and all that fun stuff. But if you join right now before Sunday, you get to be there live. What that means is when you join us live, you get to ask me questions and you get my help and feedback on your campaigns. You will be the only group that gets that. No one else is going to get any feedback, going to get questions. They're just going to go through, the 5 days as they go. So it's super, super, super duper cool. The investment for the program, pretty simple. It's just $99. There's no shenanigans, no crazy price breakdowns. Like if you don't think that, going through this over the next 5 days is worth $20 a day to go through this at the end of next week, on Friday of next week, you to have this campaign launched, to be sending traffic into it, to be having people go through your video on demand and then, just being like, hey, I'm ready to work with you. That's what's possible by the end of next Friday. So this isn't, a 30-day challenge. This isn't a 90-day challenge. This is get this campaign up and running in 5 days. And if you're like my main man, Vince Green, just says, take my money, I will gladly take it because I want to teach this to you guys. This has been the campaign that has done more for me in my business than anything really over the last decade. And this is the first time I'm teaching it in this way. I've run these campaigns. I used to run magazine ads in Insurance Newsnet magazine to financial advisors, insurance agents. A magazine ad, and that magazine, and this is like 6-7 years ago, full page ad would run people to an opt-in page, and I still remember what it was for. It was for our Ambitious Advisor program, and we had a campaign called War on FMOs, and we sent to waronfmos.com or something like that. It was a simple boom, War on FMOs with a subheadline, give me your name, email address. It went to then a 60-minute video that sold an $18,000 program with no phone calls, and it worked like gangbusters. Now, this campaign, we're using it for financial advisors, for real estate agents, insurance agents. We have an aromatherapist in the program, coaches and consultants, business coaches, people in the education space, like all kinds of amazing people are in this program. I'd love for you to be one too. Terry says, sign me up. Yes, go ahead and sign up. Let me see, let me find the link for you guys really quick. I did put it in the actual post, I believe, as long as Ecamm didn't fail me on that one. But where you can go to sign up for this right here, right now, today, is you can go to ambitious.com /perfect. This is going to be like one of the worst domains of all time, just to do for this, but perfect campaign -VOD and then the number 2. Yes, I told you, like worst domain ever. I set up a redirect yesterday and apparently it didn't work. And so the redirect, if you want to try it, if I didn't completely screw it up, is just ambitious.com/VOD. That should also take you to the same page. But I know that the top one works. The bottom one might not work. But if for whatever reason you can't get this to work, you can always send me a text. My personal line is 321-3. Now I'm going to screw this up. 321-3633. I'm going to mess that up completely. So give me a second because 321. I'll put it on the page. Why can I not remember that? It's because it's a Saturday. Like I'm not supposed to work today. I'm supposed to be with the kids. The kids are waiting for me. So again, check this out. I would love to have you guys in the program. I couldn't be more excited to teach something. I would love to have you guys there. The deadline is Sunday at 11:59 p.m. We start the first class on Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern. We're going to be live at 1 o'clock Eastern every single day for the next 5 days. 30-day money back guarantee. Of course, I'll give you your money back if this isn't for you. Not a problem at all. 351-3363. That's it. 351-3363. Man, can't believe I couldn't think of that. So the text number 321-351-3363. I know some of you guys are laughing at me right now. I see the laughing emojis coming in. Like that's the story of my life. But you can text this number and I'll personally reply to that if you have any questions. But $99, 30-day money back guarantee. Let's learn this over the next 5 days, and not just learn it. Let's have your campaign launched by the end of next week. So I'm going to get back to hanging out with the kids. Thanks for hanging out on a Saturday live. If you're watching this on the recordings, you're still amazing as well. I appreciate all you guys, and I will talk to you guys real soon. Thanks.
Thanks so much for checking out this episode of the Velocity Sessions. Please be sure to like this, share this, subscribe, leave a review. We would surely appreciate it. And more importantly, we hope that you use this information to start growing your business at warp speed.